Good morning and welcome back to another video. I have woke up this morning in Andover, I'm preloaded for Windsor, and then I have a trip around the M25. First things first, as always, I make myself a cup of tea and then I go out and do my daily checks. It rained earlier this week and I've been in a few quarries, so she's not looking her best at the moment, which is always a shame in the summer. I just filled out my daily checks book and now I can head to Windsor. I'm only about an hour away, so it won't take me long. It's strangely very foggy this morning, which it hasn't been for a long time. I head up the 303 and then onto the M3, where I do hit a little bit of traffic. Luckily, it's not too bad, and it's not long before I come off at junction 3 and head towards Windsor and into the place where I'm tipping. Right, so it says for access, call this number. So I'm going to phone. No one's answering.
Please leave your messages.
Going to try the mobile number that is there. It did say on the internet that they are open at 8 o'clock and it is now 20 past 8 because I got held up in traffic, so they should hopefully be open.
Hello.
Hello, it's Gemma from Wayne's Transport.
See one of the boys outside your title, actually.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, that's spot on.
No worries, cheers.
Cheers, bye bye. Yes. I thought that was going to be a bad job then. He opens the electric gates for me and then I can drive down into the yard to where I'm tipping. There are some lads down at the bottom of the yard, so I quickly have a chat with them just to make sure I'm definitely tipping in the right place. He said I can go up and swing round, so this should be easy. And that's the pile there. This looks like it could be a really simple, easy tip. It's flat, there's loads of room, and I can park in a straight line easily. Once I'm backed up to the pile, I can get out and get myself ready to tip. I undo all of my twist locks, and then all I need to do is take the catch off of the bar. So I do it in style. I have a little look inside the back door and just double check that the load is evenly spread throughout the trailer and it's not going to tip over because it's heavy on one side. And now I am ready to get the load off. So I tip up and slowly wait for the stone to trickle out. I've left just enough space between the pile of stone that's already there and the back of my trailer so that as I tip up, the tailboard won't dig into the pile of stone and pull it off. This is something that can happen if you're not careful, and the last thing you want is no tailboard on the back of your trailer. As the load starts coming out, I move forward slowly to further protect my tailboard. Then once I can see on my onboard weigher that I'm empty, I just pull forwards away from the pile. And then I can bring the body down and get ready to sweep out. Back to my room. Then I make sure that there are no stones on the back of my trailer that could potentially fall off as I'm going along. Then I fold away my door prop and I can do up my back door, making sure that it's fully secure for my next load. It is getting really hot already, 20 to 9 and it's boiling. So on my porthole I just need to sign, say that I have actually delivered and then the office knows. So my next job, it's saying it's over to Tilbury Docks for a load to Dorchester, to a farm in Dorchester by the looks of things. So I'm just gonna ring the office and just check that that is definitely what I'm doing, because things do change and this porthole doesn't update very quickly. So I will just, no, I won't call the man that I've just called.
Hello.
Hello, I have just tipped at Windsor. Am I still going over to Tilbury?
You are indeed. Jesus loves you. Bye now.
Cheers, bye. So basically I am heading from Windsor to the other side of London at Tilbury. Now you can go either way. So what I've done, I've just put into Google Maps which way is the best way to go
and it's saying clockwise rather than anti-clockwise, because the anti-clockwise has got a bit of traffic. Now, I've done this before and it's changed completely, but if I go around the top, I also won't go over the Dartford crossing, so that would be cheaper as well. So that is the way I'm going to go. One thing I am going to do before I go, where is she? I am going to message Pink Trucker. She drives around London a lot. She's got a bright pink S500. Hey, I'm off round the M25 today, so look out for me if you're about. Sunglasses on, let's go.
Then it's off out the yard towards the M25.
I get in the bin.
After a few miles in the lanes, I get up to the M4. I thought the traffic would have been a little bit busier as we are still in rush hour, but actually I have been quite lucky. And it's not long before I make it onto the M25. Although I'm really glad I'm not going the other way. I get off at junction 30, which is on the east side of London, and I take the A13 down to the docks. Once I'm in the docks, I need to find somewhere to park. As there is not a lot of room in the place where I'm loading, I need to ring up and just make sure that I can definitely go in without blocking the place up. They say yes, come on in, but unfortunately the parking space that I found was just past the entrance, so now I have to go down to the bottom of the docks, turn around and go back. Once I get through the gate, I head for the weighbridge with the green arrow pointing to it. I go into the weighbridge office, get weighed in and find out what I need to do. Then I just pull off the weighbridge and follow his instructions. I need to drive around the building and find a door that I need to back into. I'm also starting to see why I had to ring up before I came in, because it is quite tight round here.
So, I need to basically get in there by the looks of things.
I find the door that I need to back into and I reverse up to it on my good side, because I do like to make things easy for myself if I can. Then I just need to get out and open the door so that I can back in. Once I open the door up, I can also see where I'm backing into, as it's always difficult reversing into a dark space from a light space. I realise that there is a step either side, so I need to pull forwards a little bit and just back up so that I'm in between the two steps. Once I'm happy I'm in position, I can get started.
I'm in, so I'm going to take my sheet off. I have to put a dust mask on. It's tiny. Oh, it opens up.
They have given me a key that I need to turn to engage the system, so I turn that to on. This is a system where I load myself, and I have used things like this before, but not this particular one. The first thing I need to do is drop the funnels right down, and this reduces the dust. I make sure all the funnels are open, and then I can start loading. With all three of the funnels open, it will load the front first. It looks like it's coming out quite quickly, which is good. Some of these that I've used have taken around 15 minutes, and others have taken a couple of hours. It's not long before the front's full up, so then I have to change the funnel that I'm using. So I close the front one, and that should make the wheat feed pellets come out of the middle one. Luckily it does, so now I just need to wait for the middle to fill up. As the front is full, I take the opportunity to take a sample from the load. There is a pole with a cup on the end of it that I can use to easily reach the load and then fill up my sample bag. I will need to take this sample back to the weighbridge office when I go to weigh out. The middle is filling up nicely, and once it's full I change it to the back. At this point I'm not sure what weight I have on, but I don't want to be overweight, so I lift the body slightly and check the weigher. I take my handheld weigher up on the gantry with me, hoping that it will keep its battery life, as it's notorious not holding its charge. I need around another 1.5 tons, so I pull forward slightly to get the funnels into the middle of the piles. I need around 28 tons, 200 kilos, and I'm almost there. Luckily, on this occasion, I can get my full weight on, as in some places before, the pellets have been very light and I haven't been able to get a full load on. Then what I do is lift all of the funnels up to their highest point so that I can pull out without ripping them off of the ceiling. I take my mask off and make sure that I've got the key and my sample. I put my sunglasses on and very slowly put the sheet on, as I don't want any pellets coming over the top, especially as there is a chap there who has just swept up. Then I can pull out, shut the door and go back onto the weighbridge.
Oh, I need to shut in the door for me. Big service in here, isn't it?
I take everything back to the weighbridge office and make sure that I pick up a ticket.
Right, so I'm weighed out and I've got my paperwork. I've got a gate pass as well, just in case they ask me on the way out of the docks for a gate pass. I'm not actually sure where this farm is yet, and I'm not going to ring him until I'm around the M25, because there is so much that can go wrong with it. My experience has been quite good in here, actually. I have definitely not ever been in here before. I thought I had been, but I think it was next door. Drive safely.
I can then head out of the docks and hand my gate pass into the gatehouse on my way out.
Hiya. Hello. All right. Okay, thank you.
Then it's back towards the M25 and up over the Dartford Bridge. I always find it's a bit of a strange bridge to drive across, because it's almost like the view should be really beautiful, but it's just a bit weird. And then as we come down the other side of the bridge, there is a queue for the tunnel that goes in the opposite direction. I meet a bit of traffic in the roadworks a bit further up the M25, but luckily it doesn't hold me up too much. I get onto the M3 and luckily it is lovely and clear, but I need to stop for a break. So I pull into Fleet Services. When I have been in here before, the shower has always been really good, so I'm hoping it's still going to be good, as I haven't stopped in here for a little while.
Need some AdBlue, so I'm just gonna do that before I actually go in and have my shower.
Unfortunately, my AdBlue tank on this truck does not last a whole week, so I need to carry some cans with me. Being able to have a decent shower can really make or break my day sometimes. I cannot tell you how nice it is to get a decent shower.
While I'm here, I'm also going to get some fuel, but it does look like there is a bit of a queue. It's not too bad. I've only got to wait for one of them to get off, so hopefully it won't be long. As soon as I said it, they moved, so I'm now on the pumps.
I also got myself a drink and a snack in a very cherry theme.
Well, I've given the farmer a ring and it doesn't look too difficult to find. In fact, I've been to a farm near there before, so it should be fine. Should be about 2 to 2.5 hours from here. Not too bad at all.
I head back out onto the M3 and I will follow that all the way down till I get to the M27, and then I will take the A31 followed by the A35 towards Dorchester before pulling into the farm lane. I spot a wall in the hedge, so I just make sure I'm going to get round it.
Yeah, I should do.
And then I follow on through the lane as per the farmer's instructions. At this point, I really hope that I am going the right way.
Alright, yeah, not too bad.
Well done, found it too.
Yeah. When I first turned off, I thought, oh Christ, this looks bad up here, because it's like uphill, isn't it? I thought, I hope I have gone the right way.
Flip it here in the past, grip tight reverse and round.
Yeah.
You back all the way to the back of the shed.
Oh, what, in there?
Yeah. And then tip up as much as you can, and we'll just try and edge it out.
Alright.
As I pull forwards to reverse into the barn, I'm taking notice of everything and every object that I might not see if it's in my blind spot. This is a reverse that I really need to take my time with, because I cannot see anything that is around the corner behind me. I am also very aware that I have a fence in front of me that if I swing the cab round too quickly, I could catch. I take a little shunt forward to be on the safe side, and then it's just a straight reverse back into the shed. Once I am backed in and the farmer is happy with my positioning, I can go and open the tailboard. The roof on this shed is quite low, so the farmer watches me as I lift the body up and lets me know when to stop. I edge forward slowly under the farmer's instruction. With loads like this, where you can't get a lot of height on your trailer, you need to be quite patient in letting it all trickle out. The doorway to the shed is a bit lower than the actual shed inside, so there's only so far that I can come out. Once I can't go any further, I go to the back and just check what is going on. I'm not going to get any more out in this position where the load is sitting. So I bring the body down, do up the tailboard and pull out of the shed. Once I get out of the shed, I lift the body up to higher than I could have got it in the shed to shift the load down. Because I still have 17 tonne on, I don't lift it up all the way to the top, only lift it to a height that I would tip at on a pit through the grain hatch. I bring the body down and reverse back into the shed, where once again I go back and open the tailboard and lift the body up to the height that the farmer tells me is safe. We are doing the same as before and we are trying to get out as much as possible. I once again get to the point where I can do no more, so I pull out again and lift the body up. This time I don't have quite so much on my trailer, so I can lift it up a bit higher. And then I reverse back in to repeat the process again. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm not going to get it all out and I have run out of room, so I need to tip the rest in the doorway and you can push it up with the handler afterwards. Once it's all out, I can put the body back down, sweep out and give the farmer his paperwork. I make sure everything's secure and pack everything away. My truck was pinging at me while I was unloading, saying I had 15 minutes left before I needed to have half an hour break. So I spoke to the farmer nicely and just said, can I pull up here for half an hour? And he said, yes, that's fine. So I'm just gonna have half an hour here and then I've only got an hour and 17 left. I'm gonna have a look on the map. I'm hoping that I can get to Portland and get loaded tonight because it's Friday tomorrow. So I want to get on. Lovely view for a cup of tea. Oh, what's that there? That's a little piggy. Two little piggies. Sound like little doggies. I reckon one of these is Pumba. While I'm having my cup of tea, I'm just going to have a quick walk around. As you can see, I am still obsessed with my Sunny shirt. Thanks, Truck Junkie. Just checked on Google Maps and I am about 43 minutes away from Portland. So I'm going to get down there, get loaded, and then I might end up staying down there on the docks or just down the road. Who knows? I'll work it out when I get there. Here we go. Back down the hill, which should be easier going downhill, and I am now empty. The worst thing about going through low trees is the sound it makes on the roof, and I'm also really worried that a branch is going to take off one of my air horns. I do come across a branch that I've probably knocked down on the way up, so I get out to move it out of the way. I felt like blooming Basil from Faulty Towers. I wouldn't have hit my truck. Once that's out the way, I can continue all the way back down the hill. I get to the junction at the bottom and it's one of those corners that is tighter coming out than it is going in. I'm also empty and my lift axle is up, which doesn't help. Unfortunately, with this trailer, if I pump the brake enough to get it down, I don't have enough air in the truck to move it. I'm as tight to the hedge, the backside, as I can possibly get. Because I don't know what's in the hedge. Then it's finally back out onto the main roads to head over to Portland. I know I've said it before in my videos, but I do love this drive over to Portland. I get onto the weighbridge and they're not sure if they've got enough product to load me. So they find out and luckily they do. I honestly thought I was parking up for the night then and trying to sort it out in the morning. Yeah.
Get it all sorted out.
Perfect, thank you.
And then I'll give you a beat. When I give you a beat, come into...
I follow the instructions and go to load the product. To get to where I need to load, I need to drive over another weighbridge and then straight into the shed. He starts loading me straight away, and it looks like he might only just have enough for my load. They even need to get the bobcat involved to push the pile up, and the load seems to be going on very well. He comes to the window and asks me to shunt back and forwards so that I can flatten the load so he can get the last bucket on.
Like 28.2.
He also asked me how much I want on my weigher, as he can see my weigher on the side of my trailer from where he is sat in his cab. I still watch my weigher and give him a beep when I'm done. Then I just need to reverse back out and go back down to the weighbridge to weigh out. I give my paperwork back, and then he gives me some paperwork that I need to sign and give him back, and I keep a couple of copies for myself. And then it's off to find somewhere to park up for the night. So glad that I got that done tonight, as it's my stepdaughter's prom tomorrow, and I would like to see her in a dress before she goes. Well, I'm finally parked up with an absolutely beautiful view, but I have one little job to do. I got given a couple of stickers at track shows, so I need to put them on my door. I've just stuck my BM sticker on from Glen Chambers and my DNF Super Cranes sticker on from Ryan Gorrit. They also gave me some air fresheners, and I often wonder whether air fresheners smell like the people who give them to you. So I know Ryan Gorrit normally smells really nice when he's not sat in an ill tank or putting his head up in exhaust. Yep, I would say that smells like Ryan. Very nice. Now this one is a BM one that Glen Chambers gave me. Yeah, smells of Irishman.